Hey there, Fourth and Short family. Welcome back from our week hiatus we just took off. This is week 9, Monday night recap, week 10, Thursday night preview, episode 9. How you feeling to be back, Justin?
Good. Thank God it's actually both of us this time. We're not like fighting to see who's recording and then both of us having issues at the exact same time. Thankfully, we remember our bet. He loves the Colts. I love the Falcons' backup cute quarterback, but
Yeah, our backup quarterback now. So I appreciate you showing our backup love. We can talk about that this weekend. I ain't trying to talk about the Falcons at the moment. But as you can see, right there, we got a new emblem. Thanks to Kevin Roden. Appreciate that. He helped me think of this. Well, he thought of it all. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. Appreciate it. And real quick, just a little sellout moment. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. We are now on Spotify. We got that going. I'm gonna put that in the description. All that, we got our Twitter as always, and we got TikTok. We haven't really started that yet, but we will be getting that going with a lot of things and ideas for that one. But like I said, we are on Spotify for the people that work that can't sit here and watch our pretty face for an hour or so. But yeah, so that'll be all in the
pause.
description. That'll be all in the description and everything. And thank you for all the love and support you guys have shown to us up to this point. So first, before we get into anything, we're gonna go over some injuries. Kyler Murray is he's basically off the injury report. The Cardinal fans are happy. I know they are. I think all fans are happy in general. I know this guy loves Kyler Murray. Uh, so I think everybody's excited to see what Kyler we're gonna get back. But from my understanding, he will sit this week. Clayton Tune will be starting. How did he do last
Don't.
week? No.
Josh Dobbs played last week. Josh Dobbs played last week. He got
um,
traded after the game,
but
right?
yeah, but he had 62 yards, two interceptions, and a 1.3 QBR. So not good. Not good.
Don't expect anything from the Cardinals this week.
Uh,
Don't expect anything from the Cardinals for the foreseeable future.
yeah, even with Kyler
It's a dead season. It's
and
nothing to be like. They're not going to bring Kyler out and put like, oh here, go get injured again. They're going to play it safe. That's
and
what they've been doing.
and they
I
don't.
love Kyler. I've been a Kyler fan forever. This guy,
I like Kyler. He's cool, but he's
he's always
small.
dog
He's
food
small.
for it.
He's small. You know what I
He
mean?
likes Call of Duty, okay? He's a gamer. We get it. We love this guy.
So,
So
but yeah, overall, I am excited to see what Kyler we do get back. Excited to see him play. Glad he's off the injury report. I'm glad to see he's going to be back and healthy, and we'll see what he gets. And Brown, I'm sure Marquise Brown is going to love having him back. See what happens with him. Drake London for the Falcons. Grady Jarrett put on IR towards ACL. He's done for the season, which is a huge loss for the Falcons. Hope he gets better. Great defensive tackle for the past couple of years. And Drake London is questionable with a groin. He was limited practice today. So he should. There's a possibility he will play, and he probably will, but he'd probably be like a distraction while he was out there. Micah Hyde for safety for the Bills is questionable to return Sunday against the Bengals. I guess he got a stinger in the leg. That's a big loss for the Bills if he does not play, but there's a possibility he will.
he did
Um,
come back into the game.
did he come back in? I didn't know that.
He did. He
Okay.
at the end, near the end of the game, he did come back in. Now,
Okay.
I don't know if that translated to make it worse, or I know he's still questionable for this coming weekend. I don't know, but I know he did end up coming back into the game.
Well, Micah Hyde is a beast. I love watching him play. He's very good. Justin Fields is doubtful again with his thumb injury. So Tyson Beckett, uh, who
Thumbnail.
I don't think he's that good. Personally, DJ Moore is not having fun with him at quarterback at all. His stats have gone down in fantasy, on the field, just in general. So, and the Bears, just in general, are. I like their defense. I do like their defense. I think their defense has improved, but their quarterback situation. And when Fields does come back, who knows what they're going to do with Fields? They got the draft picks and all that stuff. So, who knows what they're going to do? They could trade because Arizona, Murray don't work out. You got Oakland, who's going to need a quarterback. Atlanta,
Saints,
Saint. You know what I mean? You got all these people in play to trade up. You know what I mean?
the Rams.
But if they do like Fields, they keep Fields, use those picks to get Harrison, a lineman, or go get Brock Bowers. There's a lot of options out there. So Bears do have a bright future. I do. If they fix their upper management, I do like Bears' future personally.
I would put money, like regardless of who they take, they will take Harrison Jr. this season.
Oh yeah,
This,
they got
he is a lock for the Bears. Like if they don't go with Caleb Williams, they will take Marvin Harrison.
and
Like that's not even a debate.
and they will not trade to a team that needs a wide receiver to make sure they get Harrison. They're gonna make sure they get Harrison. Jamar Chase got a notification today. He with his back, he had no practice today. So who knows what's gonna happen with him this weekend?
With him though, as far back as I know, he never practices on Wednesday, so don't read too much into that. It's normally a rest day for like your stars. Like they take a rest day on Wednesdays. He came back after he hurt his back. He wasn't involved, but he was on the field. He was playing. He played after he went out for a few snaps, but then he was back in and he finished out the game. So I don't see him missing.
No,
but he could. I mean, they might.
And it's a big game against the Bills. Two of these teams are Super Bowl caliber teams, so he might go out there and just be a distraction. Him out there, just like Drake London, are big distractions. You got him, even if they're not healthy, you still got to put somebody on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at Higgins.
And Higgins, I didn't read too much into that.
Balling.
But he is questionable too, so there's that too. So Bengals receiving core up in there. Rookie Will Anderson Jr., the defensive end for Houston, no practice today also with his knee. So another star rookie that's been playing very well this year, no practice Wednesday.
Didn't he go first overall? Or, fourth overall?
Yeah, he went like third.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Oh,
that's a bad loss for the Texans.
At least it's not C.J. Stroud who went off over the weekend.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
He's in. Nah.
Yeah.
I had Noah Brown on the bench, so we can leave that alone.
C.J. Stroud has proved me wrong a little bit. I knew he'd be good, but I thought it'd take him a year or two to really get into it, especially in Houston's organization that's never been the best. But shout out to Stroud, he's tearing up this year. Seventh ranked quarterback in fantasy, by the way, averaging 19 points.
I mean, Bryce Young, people thought he was going to be that guy. They're swapped.
I was gonna say they swapped. I thought Bryce Young would catch on very fast, and Stroud would take a year or two to catch on. They're both gonna be good. I still say they're both gonna be good, but I thought Stroud might take a year or two to catch on. But it's complete opposite, which I'm fine with. I think Bryce Young's still gonna be good. He's shown us a lot of talent so far.
But I don't like Carolina. No. They don't draft well.
No. But like I've said about the receivers, this rookie draft was amazing. There's so many star players coming out of this draft at every position. And then still on the Texans, Nico Collins hurt his calf. He had limited practice, so they might take it easy on him with Noah Brown kind of stepping up.
Yes,
couple weeks.
Noah Brown will be a lock this week. If Nico Collins is out, Noah Brown is going to be even more involved than he was last week.
So
yeah.
To your Colts,
he'll be a starter.
Josh Downs, questionable, knee, no practice Wednesday. I like Downs, been tearing up. So I can see them maybe taking it a little slow with him.
This guy's trying to trade me Downs and he's injured.
Downs is a beast though. And it's a dynasty league. I think Downs is going to be really good. I think
guys, leave a comment down below if you think I should take 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick for Josh Downs and Logan Thomas.
No, Luke Musgrave.
Luke Musgraves for Jamar Chase, Anthony Richardson,
and a second-round pick. But I did offer another receiver, and I offered another first-round pick. To be fair,
I mean it's a good trade, but it's a scary trade.
It's a scary trade.
You're potentially giving up 2 first round players for 2 potential first round picks.
And I'm only trading my first round picks just because the guy I want isn't going to go in the first round. I don't think he's off the radar for whatever reason. But I'm not telling anybody my pick. But I'm
So
going
maybe do my
higher.
research.
Do your research. You won't figure it out. I haven't let nobody know. But this player is very slept on, and it seems like he's not on anybody's radar. And I watched this dude play in college this year, and he's going to
What
be
what
good.
what teams do you play for?
I'm not telling you.
It's probably Colorado.
No, it ain't Sanders. I don't think Sanders is coming out this year anyway. He wants to be that first
No.
year. And he's still got some room to grow, but he's going to be good. Shador Sanders is going to be very good. Him and Hunter.
Mike Vick.
All right, to the Giants. Daniel Jones got put out for the rest of the season with his knee. Go ahead.
40 mil for 3 games.
So that's
what they got.
That's not.
That's
good.
what they got.
That sucks. So rookie Tommy DeVito will start because Tyrod Taylor is on IR too.
Because he sucks too.
I have nothing to really speak on DeVito. I don't know him from college really, so I'm not gonna say too much on him.
If you don't remember when we talked about last week, I'm gonna just dive into this a little bit. You were talking about the possibility of Saquon and Tyrod, what their outcomes were going to be, and I called this. I said Saquon would be fine, but Tyrod was not going to do anything, and he got injured really quickly. So, hey, I was spot on. I didn't call the injury, but I said he wasn't going to do nothing.
But I've always said Tyrod deserves to get his flowers for his career. He's always got the crappy end of the stick on teams because every team he goes to, Buffalo,
he's a backup.
Charger. Well, listen, he went to Buffalo. He's been to Baltimore. He's been to the Chargers. He's been Browns, Buffalo, Chargers, Giants. I think Baltimore maybe, but he's been to all these teams. And he takes them to the playoffs. Took Buffalo to the playoffs. Who gets drafted? Josh Allen gets rid of him. Chargers takes Chargers. I'm pretty sure took them to the playoffs. Gets Justin Herbert. I think Baltimore had him. Drafts Lamar Jackson. I could be wrong on that. Could be wrong.
I think they already had Lamar. Lamar was injured.
And then Cleveland played relatively well for Cleveland, and they draft Baker, get rid of him. Like
they should have kept him over
flowers.
Baker.
He deserves his flowers. Like he's not an all-time great quarterback, but
he's a game manager.
He's been a winning quarterback. He's won everywhere he's went. I like Tyrod Taylor. I want to give him his flowers on that.
He's just old. That was my only thing about from last week. I was like, he's
old.
He's in there. He's near the end. Like after this, this might be his last year. Yeah. Because he's getting injured, and he's like, if I don't see him playing, he's at the end of his career. He's at the longevity point where he's on his downward descent, and he needs to leave while he's still at the top.
I think he'd be a good teaching quarterback. As a backup role, second or third string. Take $1 million or whatever as a teaching quarterback. I think that'd be good. Like how RG3 was for his last couple of seasons.
Who?
RG3. When he was like in Baltimore and stuff. You know what I mean? Take that role.
I don't like talking about that draft class. Let's be honest.
Jalen Hurts, questionable. He will probably play, but there was a big hit on his knee in that game in the second quarter towards the end, and he was limping the rest of the game.
Expect him not to play.
Why you say that?
Because this is what they did last year. They were 8-1 or 9-1. And he got hurt. It wasn't a severe injury, and they benched him for 2 weeks.
They got Mariota, and Mariota's garbage.
But they don't need to win.
No. But as a Falcons fan, Mariota's garbage. He is salty. He's a baby. He got very mad. He
was a beast in Oregon. I liked him in Oregon.
Oh, he's a top 10 college quarterback ever. But in Atlanta, I have nothing good to say about him. Good college quarterback, great for Oregon. Was great in Oregon. But
even at Tennessee, he wasn't terrible.
He could have been good, but again, like most running quarterbacks, like we've talked about before, doesn't know how to not take a hit. Like these college quarterbacks, like run in college. Robinson right now, Lamar starting out, RG3,
Richardson.
I said Robertson. My fault. Richardson. They learn very fast that these big 300-pound defensive tackles that are 6'5", 300 pounds, they're just as fast as you are. Like, So they realize that after they take a hit or two, you're either gonna not take those hits and learn to slide, or you're gonna be like
As,
Richardson is right now.
some of those 300-pound linemen run under a 540, which
Yes,
is
they're
insane.
very fast. Like it's not college. These a
It's
32-year-old,
insane.
a 32-year-old is as fast. That's 300 pounds. 6'4" is as fast as a 20-year-old quarterback. That's 6'2",
And he
210.
hits a lot harder.
Hits very hard. And then big one, Justin Jefferson came off IR and has a possibility to return this week. From my understanding, it's doubtful that he will
Next
play this
week.
week, but there is a possibility. So just keep an eye on that, and that is big with Dobbs. Dobbs is winning. He won
He
Arizona.
looked
He's
good.
winning
He
in
looked good
Minnesota.
last week.
This guy
He
is
looked
showing
good.
out. So if Dobbs plays well and you get Jefferson back, fantasy managers, it's gonna be good.
I have a question.
What?
With that trade, with the Dobbs to Minnesota, do you think that is a good or bad thing for Kyler?
Good, because he has no quarterback competition out there.
I mean,
They got
that's scary though,
why?
because like at least with Dobbs, he had that like, oh well, Dobbs is still playing at a high caliber. Maybe we will win more than enough games to stay away from the Caleb Williams trade or the draft.
Oh, so you're thinking? Are you
I'm
talking
talking
about
about for
Murray's mind
like
state, Kyler's mind
yes,
state? Oh, it. I think it's good in his mind state because it could show that like, okay, they actually want me to be here. They got rid of the quarterback that's been winning, and they're like, Murray, we like you, so we're gonna get rid of this guy and say, hey, this is still your team. No matter what, this is your team, but you gotta prove that we didn't waste our money. So come back,
yeah,
show that you want to be here, show that you can be that leader that you have shown that you haven't been so far.
yeah,
So
because they can't take that cap hit, 230 mil.
no. So
That
it could
like
be.
he's there regardless.
So it's like them saying like Murray, this is still your team. We love you. We got rid of Dobbs. You know what I mean? And it's like this is still your team. So, but you got to show us that you could be that leader. We paid you to be that. You have yet to show. Are you going to study the films? Are you going to be that first in, last out practice guy? Are you going to lead the team to what he can lead them to? Because he's been MVP caliber at times. I like Murray. He's a little small, but he has played very well. He's got very strong arm for his size. You know what I mean?
Hail Murray.
He's got good accuracy. He's improved, but it's that leadership role. And when Daniel Jones is a great example. You're putting 40, 50, 60 million to these quarterbacks. You want them to be a leader. Deion Sanders is great at that when he talks about, I don't want captains on my team. I want leaders and I want dogs. Nobody's a captain. We're a team, but there are leaders and there are dogs. You know what I mean? So what is Murray? Is he a leader or is he just a quarterback? You know what I mean? When you put, again,
And he could be a dog.
that's one thing I like about Ritter. You can say whatever about Ritter, but I think Ritter's a very good leader. He's just not talented like a lot of quarterbacks, but he's a good leader. Mahomes, talented and a leader. Burrow is a great leader. I think Burrow is a very good leader. You know what I mean? Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is a talented, but I don't think he's a leader. You know what I mean?
He is very
There's
talented.
level. There's levels.
Yeah, there's 100% levels.
Aaron
Like
Rodgers
Aaron Rodgers
has
is
always
not.
been
He
questionable as leader.
is. Yeah, I was gonna say he's an excellent player, and he has his moments where he is a leader. But then when he gets into his mindset where he wants to whine and have it his way, it's where he falls back on who he wants or how he's going to treat other people. It's kind of like the Tom Brady thing. When Tom Brady's winning, he's one of the best leaders and game managers there ever was. But
Great
when
leader.
they're losing, you get that clip of him going off the deep end,
Yeah,
and
you
it's
need that. That shows passion. It depend. There's a fine line between it, but that shows it's passion. Peyton Manning, another good example. That's what made them great.
Drew Brees.
Is they elevate it. You know what I mean? So is back on Murray. Is he going to elevate these players? Or is he Jay Cutler? Jay Cutler, very talented. I will always say Jay Cutler's arm was very talented. but a very crappy leader. Very crap. No, we can argue that one day. But Jay Cutler was a very talented quarterback, and he proved it in Chicago and Denver.
So was
But
Tim Tebow.
his attitude. Tebow's a great leader. Tebow was a great freaking leader. He won. You can say whatever about Tebow and his stats, but Tebow won. Did he not? He won. He won
He's
at Florida. He won
a.
at Philadelphia. He won at Denver. You can't say he wasn't a winner. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't
I
as
couldn't stand
talented.
watching him play.
But, you know what I mean?
I hated seeing him throw passes.
Now I didn't say he was talented in the NFL, but
He just
won
wins.
games. He won games. It's
Like,
like
come on.
so with Murray, it's them basically them trading Dobbs. I think it's them saying this is your team, but you gotta show us you're a leader. And Murray's
You,
mind state is, okay, they want me to be here. Let me hopefully show them that I want to be that leader they want me to be. Or you gotta
you,
move because Caleb Williams, again, USC's. I'm not putting their defense is garbage. Their defense is garbage. When you have to put up 45 points a game and still lose, your defense is garbage. I think
he almost lost to Cal.
I get that. But again, and I was talking to my boss the other day about Caleb Williams because he's like, I'm not a big fan. He's a Bears fan. So he's like, I don't want Caleb Williams, this and that. I'm like, okay, now listen. There's a reason these scouts and everybody has been saying Caleb Williams is the best quarterback for, what, 3 years now? You know,
Hmm.
there's a reason he's been in that position. Trevor Lawrence is another good example. There were a lot of doubters, but again, people who get paid millions of dollars to do this 24/7, there's a reason some of these quarterbacks, Andrew Luck's another good example in college. There's a reason these quarterbacks are placed at that spot, you know, for so many years. So if Bears pass on Caleb Williams, be prepared that don't be mad if he does turn out to be good. You know what I mean?
The only issue I have, I don't. He is going to be great for the league. I just
He's
he
very
needs a reality check. So
he's
he is not. He won't go 1. He will not. There's no with what he's requesting. There is no way
he's not. You
that
can't do that. That's in the rules.
it's yeah. It's not. It's against the leagues. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to try to push for it. And then like
Yeah, he's.
he's his ego is overtaking
You
him,
remember?
and he needs a reality check.
You remember Michael Crabtree?
Yep.
Michael Crabtree was very talented, and I think even in the pros, he's very talented. But his ego got in the way of actually learning the game. Like no matter how talented you are, you gotta learn how to play the NFL. Michael Vick, we talked about this one day. One of the most overall talented quarterbacks we will ever see that can run a four. I think he ran like a 4.4
Or 3.
and 4.3 and throw the ball 90 yards. Like he was extremely talented, but he didn't learn how to play quarterback. You know what I mean?
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel. I think Johnny Manziel could have been a decent quarterback. Not great, but decent. But
His ego.
you got to learn how to play the sport. Tom Brady is a great example. Tom Brady was never the most talented quarterback, like overall talent, just skill. Like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a very talented quarterback. But he learned how to play quarterback. He learned how to read defenses. He learned how to actually be an NFL player.
He didn't get to play for 5 years. Nobody knew Aaron Rodgers was good until
Yeah,
Ben Roethlisberger got injured.
He sat back, Brett Favre.
Or Brett Favre, yeah.
But
I don't
he
know. I said
sat
Ben
back
Roethlisberger.
and learned. He actually learned. You know what I mean? So and with your forehead, Ritter, this is a good chance for Ritter to sit back and actually learn from the sideline. You know what I mean? So you don't know. This could be good for Ritter. You know what I mean? Take him back and be like, hey, we like you, but we gave you a chance. It didn't work. Now you got to sit back and you got to fight for your spot back. You got to actually learn to be a quarterback.
He's where he needs to be. He is sitting on the bench and getting paid.
I'm not saying
Just make your money, boo boo, because you is not gonna be a good quarterback. Just get your money while you can,
I'm not
and then go do
saying-
something else.
I'm not saying he's going to be great, but from an opportunity standpoint, this is a chance for a quarterback to learn how to be a quarterback.
Talking about Taylor Heinicke, who is not good, and he is
He's not
starting.
bad.
He is terrible.
But
He is terrible.
I'm just going off that standpoint that this could be a good learning opportunity for a Ritter. You know what I mean? Or even Richardson. This is a good opportunity with his injury to sit on the sideline, see the field from a different perspective, call plays to Minshew and all that. You know what I mean? Because Colts aren't. I don't think Colts are making the playoffs. If they do, they're not going very far. You know what I mean? But
Don't disrespect.
they're not.
We're
But they
not going
got
to the
talent.
playoffs.
They got a lot of talent. You know what I mean?
I got a question.
What's up?
Do you like the San Francisco's defense?
Yes, I love the defense.
So if let's hypothetical. So they got Nick Bosa. If they had Chase Young on the opposite side of that defensive line, do you think that
we need a soundboard because I would make sound bad. Pew 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 pew.
Do you think that's going to be a?
Oh man, bro.
How do you think the quarterbacks for the rest of the season are going to
You
look?
remember Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis? How good that combo was, bro.
Yes.
But I think this is better.
Sacks.
I think from a talent standpoint, I think this could be better than that.
This is going to be better than the Chargers. The Chargers opposite sides. We'll talk about that game and how good their defense was last night or Monday. But
man, they got.
I'm scared for these quarterbacks. Like Trevor Lawrence, his knee. Do you really want these two running him down? Because they are both fast.
I mean, they got them two. Then they still got Armstead in the middle. They still got I'm even forgetting names right now, but they are so talented everywhere on that defense. Even their depth would start on half the teams in the NFL. Like this is by far the best defense line. Well,
who do you think you are to give arguably the number one defense? One of the wildest. Just here, give us a second round pick for Chase Young.
It was a third round pick, and they're only paying him $600,000. And if Chase Young doesn't re-sign with the 49ers, they get their third pick back.
That's not gonna happen. He is definitely signing.
I don't know.
If you can even play on the team,
can they afford him?
Yeah,
bro. They are paying Christian McCaffrey top money.
Who else?
Debo.
And Kittle.
Bosa.
And Kittle. That's it.
No, they got Armstead.
They don't pay They don't pay Armstead a lot. They don't pay Brock Purdy. They gave him. He's on his rookie contract.
Hold on.
I'm saying they have cap space. They can pay Chase Young. They will reconfigure some contracts to make sure they get Chase Young.
We're 49ers cap space. Their cap space is ridiculous.
Yeah, they've got money.
They got a lot of cap space.
They can pay them out.
How they've done it is crazy.
They pay up front.
They got Trent Williams. They got Eric Armstead. They got Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Fred Warner, Debo, Javon Hargrove, Kyle Chezik,
Chardarius Ward,
Dre Greenlaw, Javon Kinlaw, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey.
How's that cap hit? How much cap space they got?
Which is
they know how to construct their contracts. They have money.
You probably got the best left tackle, maybe a top 5 defensive tackle, if not the best.
They have the best running back.
They might have the best defensive end, the top 3 tight end, top 2 tight end, the best middle linebacker, a great receiver in Debo, another top defensive tackle, the best fullback, a great tight end, a great outside linebacker, probably a top outside linebacker, a great receiver in Ayuk, and then the top running back in McCaffrey. Like, bro, they've got so much talent on offense and defense, and they can't win a playoff. They can't win a Super Bowl. That's the problem.
They will. I have them going. They're going to win this year. They have to.
They're going to have to
I put money on it.
I
put money on it. I already bet.
They're going to have to go through Philadelphia, and Philadelphia has a great defense herself. Listen, Philadelphia's defensive line is right there with 49ers defensive line. Jalen Carter, that dude is a monster, and there's a reason he was probably the number 1 defensive player in the draft outside of Will Anderson. They were right there. Man, I wish
there's two teams that I could see that could stop the tush push, and that's probably the Chargers defensive line and the 49ers defensive line. No, because we saw it last week. The Cowboys they got one. So Yeah, the 49ers and the Chargers defensive line could stop the tush push. That's it. I don't see anybody
I
else.
think I think
And
the
that's only because of how
NFC.
they are.
I think right now the NFC is basically 49ers of Philadelphia, and then everybody's fighting for third.
Cowboys.
No, oh, God,
You are a Dak fanboy. Don't
no. I'm
start.
not a fanboy. Don't say that. I do like Dak. I've liked him since he went to Mississippi State,
Can I can I
but they
can I
choked
speak
every
something
year.
real quick?
Go ahead.
You know how I don't like Dak, right?
Yeah, you can't stand Dak.
I picked him up on a league.
I know, and I don't know why he's sitting here in the waiver. I don't know why he's there.
I
Makes
was
no
like,
sense.
I need a quarterback, so
He's not
I
a
guess I'll
bad
go.
fantasy quarterback. He's not. And he's a good fantasy quarterback, fantasy wise. I mean,
Yeah, he can get. I mean, he's throws the ball like they. Tony Pollard hasn't been great on the ground and everything. Like he's been getting work, but it's been Dak, which I don't like.
well, speaking of getting work, he's back. You know
The
who's back?
The Colts got rid of him for a reason.
Our man, Carson Wentz, is back again. Again. He's getting, he's backing up Stafford, and Stafford is older. And if he gets hurt, our boy Carson Wentz is gonna get another opportunity. I don't get it. I like Wentz, but ever since that injury he had with Philadelphia, he was balling out that year, and he probably was leading the MVP the year he tore his knee out. But ever since then, he hasn't been the same. And I don't know. I guess he's probably a solid backup. He could be a solid backup for a team. I think he can get you one win, 2 wins maybe. If Mason Rudolph can get you a win, Carson Wentz could get you one. And Rudolph is garbage. Hit him again.
Carson
Whatever.
Wentz sucks.
You love Ritter, so
I don't like either of them. Carson Wentz like I don't know why the Rams picked him up. It still
it came out of
baffles
nowhere.
me.
It came out
Like
of nowhere.
Matthew Stafford, they're not talking about him being seriously injured.
Yeah, it
I
came out
mean,
of nowhere. Unexpected. Like he
they're like,
probably
oh,
paid them.
you know what's fun? Yeah, probably. You know, they were like, I wonder. They're like, we could use the old quarterback in Stetson Bennett, or we can go back and look at the Colts' playbook of what they do, where they go and find the old
oldest
quarterback, the Matt Ryan, the Carson Wentz, and let's take one out of their book. Let's go get Carson Wentz, who is not on a team, and
That's funny.
let him make us lose, so we have a reason not to say Matthew Stafford.
But
Oh wow!
yeah, I don't. It's weird. But moving on to a winning quarterback, Josh Dobbs traded to the Vikings and
Minnesota,
got a win against my garbage Falcons.
which I chose. I told him they were
I
going to win,
chose
and he
Falcons.
didn't believe me.
But
He didn't believe me.
shout out to Dobbs. He's playing very well. Played very well for Arizona this year, fantasy wise, on the field wise, and then went to Minnesota and got a dub his first game. So
What was your reaction in that game when they decided to pull Ritter and like so this is how it worked. He got hit. They evaluated him for a concussion. They had Heineke in. He didn't look great. He didn't look bad. He was moving, and then he gets cleared. He gets ready, and then they keep him on this. Like, did you see the panned video where he's standing beside the coach with his full gear, and then he doesn't go in? Like,
Yeah,
I feel so bad for him.
I don't. He needs to. Now it's time. It's finally time. Like you gotta put him out. You gotta earn your spot back.
You're grounded.
And
Go to the corner.
I mean, how many? Let's see. I want to see how many times he was sacked. Like he was sacked like what 5 times or something. Crap.
Yeah, you can't necessarily. I mean, you can't necessarily blame him for every sack.
I can blame him for decision making.
I mean, how many times was Zach Wilson sacked? 9.
Yeah, well, Zach Wilson is bougie.
Justin Herbert got sacked 6 times.
Let's see. He was sacked. Yeah, he was sacked 5 times, and they finally pulled him. You know what I mean?
That's a lot for like a quarter and a half.
Yeah, and he's got a. I don't know. You guys said him, and he's got I don't know. I'm assuming like sit on the sideline and learn. You got to get that spot back. Earn that
He was
spot.
probably throwing the ball to Kyle Pitts too many times, and they're like, "Hey, this isn't what we do." So we don't throw Kyle Pitts the ball. So you need to sit down and stop giving him the
And
ball.
then I don't know if our like we don't even run we've run Bijan 11 carries for 62 yards. We don't run him in the end zone. I don't know why. Why is it still like get Tyler some carries, sure, but it shouldn't be 11-8. It should be like 20-9. You know what I mean? Like Bijan, get him, use him. Why are we?
He
not
needs to be in
using him?
more in the passing game too, because he's a great receiving
Like
running back.
The first person that goes to tackle him misses every time. Bijan is a great player. He's going to be great. He's going to be an all-time great, I think. He's very talented, especially for this era type of football running backs. But we don't use them like we're supposed to at all. And we need to use him more. And I love Bijan, but I don't know. Our team is just and then when Dobbs comes in and just smokes our defense to the tune of 158 yards and 2 touchdowns.
How much on the ground?
Madison had 16 for 44.
No, I was talking about
Dobbs. 66
Dobbs.
yards for and a touchdown. Like our defense was bad. Like it was just a bad game. But we just don't use Bijan like we should. I don't think.
Which is crazy. I didn't expect Dobbs to even play all 4 days.
I mean,
They talked about him not playing.
I mean, Jaren Hall is not that good. Well, he was 5'6" for 78, and Dobbs came in and took over. So Jaren Hall was tearing up.
I got a question for you.
Yep.
Do you think Zach Wilson or Justin Herbert did better in the Monday night game?
Neither. Neither. They're both garbage.
.08 Zach Wilson beat Justin Herbert in fantasy.
Like, they're both awful.
Oh my god.
So
this game.
That's going to lead us into the Monday night game where Chargers won 27-6, and neither team. It wasn't not a good game. I don't care what the score said. Neither team played well. Chargers didn't play well, even though they scored 27. They still played bad. Real quick, flowers to Keenan Allen. Reached 10,000 yards. Very underrated for his career, I think. Has great hands. Made a great catch. A great 360 catch on a horrible Justin Herbert pass. So shout out to him. I don't know about Hall of Famer, but one of the best receivers out of the last 10 years.
Keenan Allen will be a first ballot.
Oh,
a shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. The stress levels for this Monday night game was so high. I had a 10-leg parlay that was riding on the Chargers and the Jets game, and it hit. I had the under, and the last drive of the Jets was terrifying for me because the Chargers decided to pull all of their starters on the defense. I don't know why. And let Zach Wilson have a bunch of garbage yards and almost get a touchdown, which would have ruined me.
And it was
gamble responsibly.
Usman, CJ Uzma dropped the pass.
Oh, it was their tight end.
Yeah, CJ Uzma.
Yeah, Uzma. Tyler Conklin balled out.
But just a couple things. Before we get to the quarterbacks, I do want to talk about Justin Herbert real quick. Breece Hall is a beast. The first tackle missed every time. He's the only bright spot, really. That and their defense. But the offense is horrible. Garrett Wilson is getting mad. He going to punch Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is not good at all. But Breece Hall is a beast. He tore her up. Stats don't really show it, but he tore up. I like Breece Hall. On Justin Herbert. Go ahead.
You want to know who's bad?
Yeah.
I have this guy, and he is driving me nuts. He had 2 beautiful passes thrown to him by none other than Zach Wilson, who is terrible, and he decides to drop them, which is Alan Lazard. He is awful. Why is he playing 2 for 6? They weren't bad passes. Every pass, it was like I was watching Michael Gallup's. It was awful.
Michael
They were in
drops
his
it.
hands and he was dropping it. It was all, I was so
There was
mad.
a lot of drops on both teams. Eckler dropped a lot of passes. He dropped 3 or 4 passes himself. Like there was Quentin Johnson couldn't get nothing. He was shut down by Sauce. Sauce Gardner shut Quentin Johnson all the way down.
Shout out to both defense. Yes, in the points it doesn't look like it, but
No.
it's realistically 20-6 because of the kick return touchdown. But boy, did Justin Herbert look bad. The
Justin.
Jets made Justin Herbert look awful.
Yeah, and remember we were talking about it in one of the videos. Go watch them. When he played Dallas on that Monday night game, that one I want to say the offensive line is still bad. The offensive line is not good. They just get
Injuries.
so every time Herbert turns around, he's got somebody in his face. He has 2 seconds and somebody's there. But even when he gets time to throw, he's not making good throws. Like that great catch Keenan Allen had 360, that thing was so far over his head. I don't know how he caught it. But he's just not playing good. And I've talked about it before, he gets put in that tier and echelon with the Allens, the Burrows, the Jacksons, the Lawrences, the Patrick Mahomes, and he just does not play to their caliber every time. Every time I watch Herbert, I am not impressed, and I don't know why people are like, he's a top 5 quarterback. No, he's not. He's probably top 10. I'll give him top 10 talent-wise, but every time I watch him, he just makes horrible passes. He's overthrowing Allen every time.
He does have an injury. I'll give it to him. So a lot of times he does have that like flair, and he is that top 5 quarterback. He has his top 5. I wouldn't say he's a top 5 quarterback. I would say he has top 5 ceiling. He has the ability
I can agree
to,
with that.
and the receivers. He has the talent to be that top 5 QB. Now he has his weeks where he is top 5, but he is not. Like, if you take all the quarterbacks and you put them in a list, he is not top 5.
No, I mean, we'll go off real quick. You got Mahomes, you got Jalen Hurts, you got Josh Allen, you got Joe Burrow,
Jackson.
you got Jackson, you got Tua.
That's
got
the 5.
That's 7 right there that I'd put over Herbert. And that's just 7 off the head, you know what I mean, without really thinking about it. I mean, you could argue Jared Goff over Herbert.
You could argue Dak.
You know what I mean? But it's just crazy that every year I keep hearing people putting him in this category. But every year he's like Josh Allen. They choke every year. Every year they choke. Every time. No doubt. And speaking of Joe Burrow is 5-1 against Allen and Mahomes. I want to put that out there. Mahomes still the
Joe
top
Burrow.
quarterback, but
It looks like Joe Burrow. Macaulay Culkin is a beast. Home Alone did him justice.
Bro, get out
But I'm
That's
a fanboy of Joe Burrow. Like I love Joe Burrow.
You
I've
can't-
rode with Joe Burrow from the beginning. When he went to the Super Bowl, his first season after being injured in his his rookie season, everybody was like, "Oh no!" And then he came back and looked great. Took him to the Super Bowl, lost. I mean.
He's always been
No,
good.
not. I mean, if you take all the quarterbacks that are in the league, he's in his 4th season now. All the quarterbacks now, you take their 4th seasons. There's only 2 of them that have been to a Super Bowl, and that's Patrick Mahomes
Jalen Hurts.
and Jalen Hurts.
I agree. I mean, he's top 3. You can argue top 3, if not top 2. I probably
He's
put him-
He's
I'd
top
put him
3.
second.
11 games out of 17. Take away the first 5 weeks of the start of the season,
For whatever
and he
reason.
is a top 3 quarterback.
Like, he just doesn't come into football shape at the beginning of the season. He plays in
He
shape.
plays like Kyler. It's like, oh, Call of Duty.
But, yeah, Justin Herbert, I don't know. Like, every time I watch him, I'm just not impressed at all. And then Zach Wilson's garbage. I don't even want to talk about him. He's just not good. I mean, Jets aren't good on offense in general. Their offensive line didn't play well at all. But
Eight sacks, 3 fumbles, recoveries, and a touchdown.
I'm not going to put it all on Zach Wilson, but he didn't play good. The play calling was not good at all, I don't think. It would look like, and I was telling you this earlier, it looked like a worse version of the Saints offense. Is what it looked like. It looked like a bad version of the Saints offense outside of Brees Hall.
It looked like Carolina's offense last year.
Yeah, and then Garrett Wilson gonna beat up Zach Wilson. He's getting mad, dude. He was getting mad that game. He's getting very mad. But yeah, the Jets defense is very good. But I mean, nothing really else to say. Eckler dropped. Herbert, Wilson didn't play good. Defenses play good, and Jets defense is very good.
Eckler did look good on fantasy. Like we're talking about strictly them, like as a player. Eckler didn't play to his caliber. Yeah, he got 2 touchdowns, great, but everything else was poor.
He has not played like a first round fantasy pick this year.
Now, 21 points, you'll take it, but if he catches 50%, he's more. He had potential. Now, Brees Hall didn't get as much as Eckler, but that was, you got the offense, and you've also got, like I said before, the Chargers have probably a top 5 defensive line.
You could argue it. That's for sure. They definitely have an
argument. You got what's his name?
Bosa.
You got, but then you've also got Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack's always good. I love Khalil Mack. I've always loved watching Khalil Mack.
And then you got that new guy, the I can't say his name, but he was fast. I can't say it once, so.
Tuli Pulutu.
Tuli Palutu or something.
We'll call him Pluto.
Hold on, let me look at
that front 7 they got is very good. They got Tuli, Mac, Bosa, Kenneth Murray, and then Derwin James plays like a linebacker. That boy can hit. I love watching.
Tuli Palutu. That's how you say it. Tuli Palutu. But between Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Tuli Palutu, that is 6.5 sacks on that night.
And then Kendricks is a good tackler.
Derwin James had 10 tackles.
I love watching Derwin James play, dude. He hits so hard. I forget who it was. I can't think off the top of my head. I think it might have been Xavier Gibson, but he popped somebody. I love watching this dude play. He plays very old school, and he's the dude that picked up Kelsey in that one game, powerbombed him. I love watching Derwin James play. He hits, boy. He hits, and he just gets you ready to go out and play. I love it. But yeah, overall, not a good Monday game. And speaking of not good games,
wait, hold on. I want to say one thing before we actually go to this BS.
What?
Why does the NFL hate Prime Video so much? Bro, every year, like the last year when they signed this contract, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to show games on Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. Bro, why did the Bears have 4 slots on Thursday night?
I do want to say, though, the Bears were supposed to be better than what they are. Justin Fields was supposed to have a breakout year. Was he not?
Yes.
Are you putting Fields top 5 fantasy quarterback? Like, Fields was supposed to be good this year, supposed to be very electric this year.
Could be, though.
And he was. He was starting to turn into a good quarterback. Like, he was starting to put up numbers.
I don't think it's against him.
Before he got hurt. What?
I don't think his output has to do with him.
It ain't all DJ Moore.
No, I don't think it's the players.
What the players?
I think it has to do with the
system?
Yes.
That is
because last year was the same way. The start of the season, they were trying to get their foot in. They were trying to figure out what to do. They didn't want Justin Fields to run. They were trying to distribute the ball. He's not the greatest passer. He's not the greatest. Now, he does have his moments where he has flashes of really good passes and stuff, but he's not. He is a mobile quarterback. He can run. Let the dude run. Yes. 200 yards rushing.
Yes, he's a certain type of system quarterback, but in that system, he's very good. And before he got hurt, those 3 weeks before he got hurt, you could see him start to actually play like a quarterback. He was starting to read defenses a little better. That game against Washington, bro,
DJ Moore looked nasty.
Yes, he was making amazing decisions. He was running when he should. He was actually, and I think I wrote about this. He, instead of running, he actually threw the ball. You know what I mean?
And the passes look good.
And that's one thing about Lamar Jackson this year, too. That's why he's playing good. He's actually, instead of first decision, not there, run. I watched a game with Lamar. He would make one decision, not there, and he moved to the right. And instead of running, he kept his eyes downfield, stopped, waited, boom, hit somebody. Fields was starting to do that. You know what I mean? And then he got hurt.
It's that Derek Carr, the first read Kamara, first read Kamara.
So I still like Fields. I've always liked Fields, but again, Bears aren't a good organization overall.
Are you gonna watch the game?
Yeah, sure.
Or are you gonna watch highlights?
I like Bryce Young.
Be honest. You gonna watch
No,
highlights?
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Watch it later after the game.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll probably watch it. I will be at work, but I will catch a rerun of it. I want to see Bryce Young. I want to see him play. And that's what I was saying. This reason it was a good primetime game before because you had Fields and you had a young rookie, Bryce Young. You know, two young quarterbacks that are supposed to be good this year. So it could be good.
Right,
Bears defense was stepping up. You know what I mean? They're starting to play better.
Carolina is 1-7, 0-4 away.
And know who has their pick? You know who has their first round pick? The 2-7 Chicago Bears.
Who are 1-3 at home. So don't think that they are going to be.
Go the under. Whatever you do, if you're betting.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna bring up the over under really quick.
This game is going to be horrible. I think
the over under is only 38.5.
Go under.
And the Bears are minus 162 favorites.
10-3.
The spread is only
Chicago.
plus or minus 3.
10-3 Chicago. Because Carolina's defense is awful. Carolina's defense.
I think the
Bears
run
defense is better. Cole Kmet.
The Panthers defense is actually not bad.
They're horrible. Cole Kmet is about to have 80 catches.
From by who? Tyson Bagent?
Yeah.
No,
he's about to have 80 catches for 35 yards.
ESPN's analytics say the Bears have a 62%.
I'm taking Bears. I'll say something like 16-4.
Who said the Panthers were going to win last week?
Who'd they play last week? I don't remember.
Well, you had the paperwork where I said that they were going to win. It was against.
Indianapolis.
No, not last week. It was the Texans. Because we missed last week because we were.
Shout out to the Texans. They're proving everybody wrong. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody thought they would be this good.
You took the Texans and I took the Panthers though. I said the Panthers were gonna have to win one game. They were gonna split. They weren't gonna go. They were gonna win. I told you they were gonna win to the Texans, but they were gonna lose to the Colts. Now I don't see them beating the Bears, but I could see them beating the Bears.
It's possible because both teams suck in general.
Pretty much.
But Bears defense have been stepping up. Their offense hasn't, but their defense has been playing better the last couple weeks. Like their defense has been stepping up the last couple weeks, but overall they're not good. I mean, they held Saints to 24, Chargers 30, Raiders to 12. But the Saints, they almost beat the Saints. They got slumped by the Chargers, and then they beat the Raiders, which was not impressive.
Adam Thielen's about to eat against the Bears.
Probably. But I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this game.
It's not going to be I don't either, because it's not going to be a fun game to watch.
No.
Yeah, there might be, really good moments, but the game is not going to be something you want to watch.
I think Khalil Herbert's back. No, he's questionable.
Who?
Seems likely not to play. Okay. I was looking at Khalil Herbert, the running back for the Bears. So
it's gonna be Rashawn Johnson.
Foreman start?
No, but they have Rashawn starting over Deontay Foreman.
I think Cole Kmet is probably the only startable player in this game.
Miles Sanders is back. He was back last week against Indy, but he only played 25% of the snaps. Do you think he will play better against the Bears, or do you think it's all going to be Chuba Hubbard?
Hubbard's been stepping up, man.
What about Jonathan Mingo,
No.
the rookie? He has not been.
Nah.
They need to incorporate him. It's all Adam Thielen.
It's all Adam Thielen. It's going to stay Adam Thielen. I do like Mingo, though. I do like
Mingo's
Got some
good.
talent out of Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah.
Eh, eh,
Hayden Hurst.
eh, eh,
Eh.
eh.
And then you
Really,
got
it's basically Adam Thielen. I'm pretty sure Shark's hurt. It's gonna be Hubbard, Sanders, and Thielen are the only ones really worth playing and Bryce Young. I mean, Bryce Young's startable.
yeah, we're talking about fantasy wise. Yeah,
He's startable.
Bryce Young, Chupa Hubbard, and Adam Thielen
And then
are. That's it.
for the Bears,
DJ Moore
DJ no commit.
and Cole Kmet. That's it.
Would you start the Panthers defense?
No,
No, you don't think?
no,
I
I
think
would
I
not
would.
start either of these defenses.
I would
Hell no.
buy so.
All it
They're-
takes is one mistake on either of those poor defenses, and it's a
I
wrap
think
for
this week,
your fantasy.
depending who your defenses are, they could be on a bye. They're startables in a bye situation. If you could get a
So
waiver
in
wire
our
team-
DFS lineup, take Carolina.
why? I got other teams. If
No,
I
yeah, no. You
no.
In our
Listen,
in our DFS lineup,
it's
pick
a
up
bye
Carolina.
week replacement. If
This
you,
will be your bye week.
If you what? No. Like if you need a bye week replacement, they're playable. If they're on your waiver wire, they're playable. They really are.
The issue is with the bye weeks, none of those defenses were like. You got Miami on bye, who you would never use their defense. Who else is on bye?
I don't know. I'm about to look what defenses are available.
I'll tell you right now, because we gotta pull. You can't go through sleeper because we don't. You need to get rid of defenses. Like it is the best thing, and when you have lineups and you don't have to worry about picking
I
up a
mean,
defense.
Panthers are ranked 24th. I mean, they're a bye week replacement this week, I think.
No. I would rather do the Colts
I would too.
or the Raiders.
But I didn't say. I said bye week replacement.
These are on the. These are just on the waivers.
Okay, look. Okay, position ranks.
On the waivers, I have it listed on my screen. Raiders, Bears, Colts, Bucks, Vikings, and then Panthers. And the Falcons, Texans,
Again, Panthers are not a bad option this week.
I'm saying I would take the Raiders with against the Giant or
Colts are playing
the Jets.
I would trust
The Colts. The Patriots are bad. Or the Bucks against Tennessee.
I would trust the Panthers over Tampa Bay.
I'm just saying,
Just
if
off
you,
a matchup.
the Vikings against Derek Carr, or would you be too afraid of Alvin Kamara?
Oh, dude, Kamara's going to eat. Vikings pass defense is horrible.
Well, yeah.
Vikings pass defense is horrible. The run defense isn't bad, but the defensive back part is horrible.
I would take the Raiders with Max Crosby over anybody else here. Because you're talking about Zach Wilson.
True. But
And the Raiders the Raiders have a good run defense,
they
so
do.
they're gonna stop. They're
Their
gonna do
defense
more.
isn't horrible. Their defense isn't horrible, but based on matchup and the Bears' offense and how not good it is, Panthers are a string option. Bears, I probably wouldn't. To be fair, Bears I wouldn't touch, but Carolina is a playable this week, just because of how bad Chicago's offense really is, or could be. Chicago's offense could be really bad. To be fair.
How many times do you think the Panthers have given up negative points?
4.
No, not quite.
No, 3.
2.
2. Atlanta's giving up 3. That's what I'm saying. So they're playing a bad offense, so it's a streamable.
But they've given up 24 points to Atlanta, 37 to Seattle, 42 to Detroit, 42 to Miami,
Those are good
13 to
offenses.
Houston, and 15 to Indy,
Yeah, so the
20 to New Orleans, and 15 to Minnesota.
So the bad offenses, they gave up little points. The good offenses, they gave up a lot. Yeah, I mean, Chicago is a bad defense. Chicago's defense can give you 7 points this week. They can give you 7 points if you need a streaming team.
I mean, I could see Panthers giving you 0.
CJ approval. Bears defense is streamable this week. They can give you at least 7.
Justin's approval. Don't play either of them.
Hey,
Don't listen to this guy. He is going. If you are
who's won the DraftKings every week so far? Yeah. Yeah.
Who beat who this year?
We haven't played yet.
Yeah, we did. We played in week 1.
I'm not worried about those weeks.
What happened? Hold on. What happened? What happened, bro? This is the league that I'm probably gonna win too.
My team is garbage in that league.
Your team is so bad.
Leave me alone.
I don't know what you were supposed to have a really good team. You're
Yeah,
3-6.
Yeah, I got Barkley, I got Goff, I got Stephon Diggs, I had Ridley, I had Lawrence and Mostert, and
You
Lawrence
better go pick up a kicker.
No, don't tell me what to do.
You don't have a kicker. Oh, I spanked you. Actually, I don't know.
By that much.
124 to 109. I spanked you.
That's not spanking. Yeah, because Damian Pierce is garbage. Barkley gave me 9 points. Drake London gave me 0.
Yeah, because he got injured. That's not his fault.
My team's just been bad in that league. I'm like 3-6. So, what are you predicting? I'm saying 10-3 Chicago.
You said what?
I'm saying 10-3 Chicago. What you got? Just call it a tie. Just say 0-0. Neither team wins. The viewers don't win. That's for dang sure. We don't win.
Are you writing this down?
Yes.
All right, hold on. We gotta go all the way through. So you said what?
I said 10-3 Bears.
So also put under.
Oh, I would definitely go the under. 100%.
Well, because I mean the under is 38.5. So like you can. I'm going over.
Ew.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't like that at all. I don't think either offense can score. I think both offenses and both defenses are gonna play bad. It's just gonna be bad.
24 to 17.
Who?
Bears.
All right. You are a fan of Tyson Baguette.
Do not play these defenses. Do not play DJ Moore.
Don't play anybody.
Do not play anybody.
Don't even play anybody. Don't even watch it. No, you gotta watch it. But yeah, play the referees.
Play the refs.
Just play the refs. Refs are gonna win.
Actually, you can't play the refs because they're going to be at Philadelphia and the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, the refs are gonna be bad too. Refs are bad
Yeah.
everywhere. So it's just gonna be bad overall. The refs are bad. The coaches are bad. The
We love you
cheerleaders don't
guys.
even look good.
DFS Friday. We'll go over the games. The Sunday games. We'll do a Thursday recap. And then we have some stuff coming up Saturday we're going to do some bet stuff, some fantasy. We got to do our mock draft. We're going to redo a draft. We've been talking about it. We need to do it. We're going to sit down and record that for you guys.
We got a lot
Like,
of stuff
subscribe.
going on, and it feels good to be back. And as he just said, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about the emblem. If you like it, if you don't like it, just let us know. Fourth and short, as always, like, comment, show us some love. As always, we love y'all. Peace.
Peace.